That's the Reverend on the picture there for you. And we want to say welcome to the Liberian Radio and Television Network, Reverend. And this shouldn't be your
Thank you.
first time. This shouldn't be your first time. We'll always try to call you on to bring you up on here so you can talk to our folks. Go ahead. You are saying something. Yeah, Reverend, go ahead. Okay, he's got disconnected, and we're praying that he'll come back and get reconnected.
Yeah, the Reverend, I think there is a problem, the network problem in the Republic of Liberia. So of course, the Reverend is still with us. He gonna be coming back momentarily.
Yeah, so
just stay tuned as we have Reverend Christopher Lrtn here.
Yeah.
The Secretary General of the Council of Churches.
Yeah, so I know we're going
to break everything down. We're going to have the Reverend back on a simultaneous basis.
Yeah.
Pretty soon the Reverend will be rejoining us. But the reason why we have the Reverend here, like Joe Anderson told you, there is a whole lot of things going on. There is a demonstration that is pending coming up in June.
Yeah.
June 7th to be exact. The Reverend is calling back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Reverend, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
No problem with that, Reverend.
The audience understand. We're having frequent drop of calls. So, okay, Reverend, thank you for coming up, and we brought you on here because we want you to update us on what is happening in the country. Relate to
that's a broad question when you ask what is happening in the country.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to maybe hear a specific question from you. But if you ask me what is happening in the country, as you may be aware, every country has faced, challenges. They have some good stories also to tell. They have some good plans for the citizens. So, except you ask me specifically in terms of what is really happening, but life is going on, but there are challenges with regard to life going on. People have some problem economically. People have social problems. People have political problems.
Okay, let me be specific. We relate to the especially for you, the divisiveness that is going on in the country. It's a whole lot happening in the country. And when it comes to the economic side of it too, can you tell us where we are and what is the Council of Churches doing when it comes to the type of tension that's in the country and the divisiveness that is happening?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. If you talk about economics of Liberia, if we have a little retrospect on the past, we will know that before the war, Liberia had a very good economy. We had a nonsensical war, a war that had no reason for us having it, and because of our own emotions and hate attitude that we developed, and we demonstrated, people demonstrated and had no reason demonstrating, and so we had an experience of a breakdown of our economy, and for 40 years we saw ourselves as a country going through a seesaw movement, and up and down movement of our economy. And so for the last 12 years that we had the government of President Salif, as you may all know, we had all the international actors coming back to Liberia to try to give Liberia hope, renew our hope, and help us to see how we get to the place of sustainability. And so that 12 years has elapsed, and for 74 years, Liberia had just experienced a transition of political powers, of which we highly appreciate, we highly honor, and we want to celebrate. That we now have a sitting president that can be able to turn over to another president. And before that, the leaving of that president, all the United Nations group that we understand in our country there was a drawdown and people had to leave, and we had a lot of people leaving. And factually, we know that by these persons leaving and most of the companies that came in, some of the investors that came in going back, eventually will have adverse effect on our economy. And so what we need to do as a country is to see how we work to encourage more people to come, and build a sense of reconciliation and unity, deal with the issue of impunity and corruption, so that we attract a lot of people to us to put us back on our footing.
Right. One of the things I wanted to ask you quickly before I can follow the question is the fact that I wanted to know what is the rapport between the present government and the Council of Churches in Monrovia now?
Yeah, okay. We have a good relationship. Since the government have given me the power, we've been engaged on the initial stage. And even signed a memorandum of understanding with one of our commissions, which is the Lrtn, the Labor Repatriation, Resettlement,
You there? Okay, we're having little issues with the line, and
oh.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, we can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you now.
And we have had us with hello.
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, we getting you now. Yeah, we're getting you.
Yeah, so we have had a lot of meetings with
The line is bad.
of our churches, and even the president is a member of United Methodist. And so the relationship is not bad. The relationship is something that we'll continue to work on and make it much better. So these are our members that are in political offices, and the whole issue is on how we, the church and the state, can be able to look at ourselves, although we have different functions. We know there's an issue of separation of church and state.
Right.
How we be able to organize ourselves in a way that we champion our real, forces in a way that functionaries. So with the team, our neutrality, we try to see how we live up to our moral standards, and educate and encourage our members who are part of political processes to be able to do those things that will bring in.
And also, Reverend, the last time we, yeah, I'm here. You can hear me? You can hear me, Reverend?
I can hear you.
Okay, Reverend.
You're a little bit low.
You're going a little bit low. That's why. Yeah, Reverend. The question I wanted to ask you is the fact that there are a lot of Liberian people in and out of Liberia. Those of us who here in the United States, some of us and some of the people on the ground in Liberia have been calling on the government for a war crime court to be set up to try people who participated in a war that killed people. What side of this debate the Council of Churches on?
Okay, if you follow the historical narrative of the war scenario,
right?
The Council of Churches was directly engaged with the peace process in Accra,
right?
And as you may be aware, like other countries, Liberia called for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission,
right?
And the council stands. This council stands on the side of the report that comes from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Okay.
The council, I want you to understand that report is a holistic report.
Right.
And that report has to do with restoration. It has to do with retribution.
Right.
And so it is a combination of the report.
Okay.
So the council support the full implementation of the Truth and Reconciliation report, of which the Liberian people call for, and our governance process is all to adhere to.
Right.
And so we want to see the TRC report implemented. We have to make sure that the issue of economic crimes, according to the report, are being looked into.
Okay.
The issue of criminal accountability is also looked into.
Right.
The issue of reconciling our people with one another also is looked into. Okay. So a reconciliation roadmap was drafted, of which I'm speaking. I was one of the local persons, a local representative from the civil society then,
right,
working on that document. And that National Reconciliation and Healing Roadmap spells out in the introduction that the restoration does not preclude retribution.
Right.
So in other words, it's trying to say to you that we stand for justice. The church stand on the side of justice. So if you ask what side the church will stand on, we stand on the side of reconciliation. We stand on the side of justice. We stand on the side of people's rights being respected. And
Remy, I just wanted to ask you a quick follow up on that. You remember? I think you and I were born during the time of the Nuremberg trial in Germany. Remember that, right? The end of the Hitler War, there was a court set up called. There was a trial that took place in Nazi Germany. You remember that?
During the time of Taylor, there was a trial.
No. World War II. You follow World War II history?
Can you hear what he's saying?
Can you hear me, Remy?
Talking about war history? Are you talking about war history?
No. I did not talk about war history directly. I said, did you follow the War Crime Code as it relates to the Hitler War?
Not getting us, right?
I'm trying to follow up.
Okay.
Okay, Remy. Let me talk low. Let me talk low.
Yes.
Okay. If you follow the United Nations, there was a war crime code set up in 1945 in Nazi Germany because of the atrocity caused by the Hitler War.
Okay, that's right. Those who, on the Hitler War, right? Okay.
Right. There are specific mandates that the United Nations have on war crime as it relates to war. That's the question I was trying to ask you. And if you heard me, Reverend, what side of that fence, what side of that law does the Council of Churches in Liberia falls?
If you're talking about the Nazi scenario in during World War II, and trying to relate it to the Liberian scenario, the issues are two different issues.
The issues are two. The issues are two different issues, Reverend. But the question I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking you that question is there are people that are being picked up here in the United States on Liberian war crime now that are being prosecuted. Jungle Java is one of those people, and also Mr. Wuyu also was picked up in that instance. So that's the reason why that's why I'm driving.
Yeah, I don't know if you understood me right, but
okay, go ahead.
That the councils stand on the side of the TRC report being implemented.
Okay.
And that and there's a process that the president has to report to the National Legislature on the progress made on the implementation of the TRC report.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I cannot be able to explain to you further, which the past government maybe can be able to give an explanation.
Okay.
But the President Selly did not complete the process of reporting to the Liberian people on the process of reconciliation.
Right.
On the process of the TRC report.
Right.
And so at the end of our tenure, she came back to the Liberian people to say that the government failed in the area of reconciliation.
Okay.
And the issue of corruption.
But
they were trying to shift corruption permeate the oil fabric of society.
Right, but the thing is, there were a lot of people who accused Ellen Johnson Sirleaf of being a part and parcel of that war that took place in Liberia. So maybe you don't think it's because of that's why she was reluctant to implement the TRC report.
And that's where we as Liberians, that's where the new government must be able to come in to be able to do whatever it's supposed to do to make sure that the Liberian, the issue of impunity is put behind us.
Okay.
I can say this, I can say it everywhere.
Right.
There was no reason for this war to come to this country.
Right.
And so for any reason, if anybody who brought war to this country and caused the Liberian people to suffer in the manner we are suffering, those persons must be able to account for what they did.
Right.
So I don't care whoever it may be. I don't care whoever it may be. Those persons must be able to account to the Liberian people for what they did. So the issue of the TRC report implementation is very prime.
Right.
And I think the issues we are having in our country today, where a lot of these tensions are breeding, young people are getting very agitated, becoming very emotional, because they cannot even have a reflection on the past.
Right.
There is no memorial. There is no memorial for those children to see, to know whether there was a war that took place here, there were massacres that took place, there was destruction of property, and say we will return to war no more.
Right.
There is nothing. And the TRC report, in the TRC report, there are a lot of recommendations that had to do with the whole issue of memorialization.
Right.
That was inculcated into the national roadmap for reconciliation and national healing. And nothing was done about that. And so if a government ignores the whole process of reconciliation, it has an adverse effect, because children who were born in the 90s, children who now are born in the 2000s, they don't even know our historical past.
Right.
The only thing, I'll tell you and let everybody hear this. I rode in a traffic keke the other day as a general secretary to observe, to hear what was happening.
Right.
And this young man who was driving the keke was saying in the keke that if you don't violate in Liberia, you don't have things going the way we're supposed to be.
Wow.
And so that got to me, and I said, wow. So if the younger people, and I was looking at that young man to be around 19 or 20 years old,
right,
who was like born in 1999 or 2000, and if a young person that is saying that, a violation is a way of survival, then I see why the temperature is getting so high. With the issue of people, always trying to want to do some demonstration, want to be involved in some kind of, emotional, expression of the feelings.
Right. Okay, let me come in.
So the issue of the TRC report implementation is very, very paramount, and the Council of Churches take that very paramount, and will feel that this government, and any government must be able to proceed in that manner.
Okay, Reverend, let me come in. Let me ask you this question. Where do the Council of Churches stand when it relates to the June 7 protests that's about to take place?
You say you want to know what the council position is?
Yes.
Okay, let me just tell you about, you see, a lot of things is going on. All these persons are members of the churches, and they are expressing their emotions. And some of them are dissatisfied because they say people don't want to hear them. And we all do know that things are happening economically. We have an economic situation in our country that we need to sit down as a country and see how we be able to fix it. If we cannot leave this only on government, we have to play a contributing role to this whole reviving of the economy. And see how we can be able to put food on the table for our various families.
You just dropped. You're low.
I said working government. Are you getting me?
Yeah. We're getting you now.
Yeah, everybody gonna work in government, and so everybody in their own space. We have to make sure that we make this place peaceful. So the council has been engaged. We have been in conversation with the protesters. There have been a lot of protests, and we have been talking to the various protesters, and the two different protests that was carried out was very calm and peaceful. Now, what the temperature and the sentiments that has been expressed, on the radio, on the social media with regard to the June 7th, is what is getting a lot of Liberian people afraid and creating a concern in every cycle, even in the international level.
Right.
Okay. So when you talk about protesting, and you should be able to have why you are protesting and to present that documentation. So that documentation is what we engage the parties to be able to, as a council of churches, relate to us. Okay, these are the things that we have, and so that we can be able to share with the government and see how we can be able to move forward. So the whole issue is the issue of dialogue. So we are involved in the issue of dialogue right now.
Okay.
So there's a listening committee that has been put out, or have been set up. So that listening committee has started its work. Today we had a meeting today. We had two meetings with political parties, and this week, tomorrow, and starting early next week, and the early next week, we're going to be continuing our listening dialogue conversation, and then we are planning and anticipating that by Friday of next week, we'll be able to have the bigger forum where the protesters, the aggrieved persons, can be able to attend with the government, so that we can start the first discussion, bring everybody together in terms of how we go forward as a country.
Right.
So the issue of expressing your dissatisfaction can be done in many ways. It cannot be done in a violent way. We have a historical narrative that speaks to what happened in our country before, when people express their grievances in a violent way, and what it reduced the country to. And so, Liberia, we don't want to return to our historical past that was not good for our forward movement. So the Council of Churches is supporting the whole issue of dialogue, and the parties, we are talking to the various parties, and we think that Liberian problem, we can solve the Liberian problem talking about it and finding a way out, and in doing anything otherwise that will bring about violence in our country.
Okay, Reverend, let me ask you this. We know that if the president is not vocal, is very mute, and you guys have the opportunity to meet him and talk to him, all of that. Tell me from your perspective, is he engaged? Is he concerned? Is he telling you something? Are you seeing something like he wants something to be done? He want a dialogue? Can you see it? Can you feel it?
Yeah, according to what we heard today, from the government through its representative, we had the Minister of State, the Minister of Finance, we had the Minister of Gender. We had a group of them today that we had a conversation with, and they said that the president is open to this dialogue and he's willing to talk, and that's why he will continue to open his door to everybody, whether you are anti or not, and see how we can be as a country, move Liberia forward. So according to the information that they gave the church, of which they have given their acquiesce that the Council of Churches lead the process of the dialogue. We feel that that's a good, move in this direction. That we are now ready to, dialogue, listen to each other, and then see how we can be able to have actions that can move us from one level to another. And so the government, according to what they said, the president is in support of this.
Reverend?
Yes, sir.
There was a situation that took place quite recently between the president and.
You are breaking.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, there was a situation that took place between Yaka Koluba and the president quite recently. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, you said Yaka Koluba.
Okay, Yaka Koluba and the president was in a kerfuffle, dispute recently concerning how he feels about the country being a lawmaker and the executive branch of the country. They had a low problem. What was the position of the Council of Churches?
I want to say this to everybody, and let the international world know that the Council of Churches had few meetings with Honorable Yaka Koluba. Even with the situation that happened in the vicinity of Yaka Koluba when there was a chicken party,
right?
The council also frowned on that and felt that the issue of alleged, it was an issue that demonstration was carried out and children, people got hurt and other things. And it was alleged also that there was some gunfire at the, on the home of Honorable Koluba. And so we called on the Ministry of Justice to be able to do an investigation and inform the Librarian as regard to what really transpired. And then we frown on the issue of peaceful people assembling and the disruption of that. Now, with regard to the relationship, according to our discussion and our conversation with Honorable Koluba is raising issues that he felt that he said he don't, according to what he says to us, he says different things, but what he says to us that he don't have anything personal against the presidency.
Right.
But he feels that there are things that are happening, and that the president is not, he may be aware and he's not trying to pay attention to. Some of that have been ignored. He raised an issue, from his own constituency, the legislature, and other things that he talked about, and so he wants the president to listen. And if the president listen and the president tread in the way that they all expect that the country to move forward, anything they were about, whatever they are planning to do. So and so that's why he says to us that he don't have anything personal. So even it was a council of churches when we met on the call about that, coverage is whenever he's invited, because we felt that it's important for dialogue for the president to hear him and hear what he's saying. Maybe what he's saying, the president is not hearing it, and so for him to be able to hear it from him directly. And so we appreciated that dialogue that they had. Although we were not there, we did not know what was discussed. But we appreciate that dialogue, and we feel that it's part of a dialogue process. It's a part of the healing process. It's a part, of moving the country forward.
Reverend, I will put it in a religious term then before I ask you the question. When Jesus was on earth, you can hear me, Reverend?
No, I think he just went off.
No, he there.
You can hear me? You can hear us, Reverend?
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Yeah, okay. When Jesus was here, James and John, I think you know the story already in Saint Mark 35, I think from the first verse going down. Can you hear me, Reverend?
Let change my location. Maybe the office is having some problem.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm trying to just give me 10 seconds. Let me change my location.
Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who's watching, this is the Liberian Radio and Television Network, and we have the Reverend Christopher Lrtn, who is the secretary, the general secretary of the Liberian Council of Churches from the Republic of Liberia. We are privileged to have him in on the network today. And those of you who want to ask questions, the number is at the bottom of the screen: 215-526-1785, and the alternative number is 215-201-7562. If you want to ask, or you got anything you think you want to ask the Reverend, he's happily and waiting to answer these questions. So Reverend, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you get me clear?
Yeah, we're hearing you very clearly. Reverend? The question I was getting ready to ask you is religion in nature, and then before I can ask the question, on the other side, what I was trying to explain to you is when Jesus came to earth, James and John went to Jesus, and there were a lot of criticism there where people felt that they were not supposed to ask Jesus this question. One of them asked Jesus that he wanted to be on the right side of him, and the other one said he wanted to be on the left side of Jesus. And all the other disciples were grumbling. But when they got to the masters and they asked the master that question, the master wholeheartedly agreed for James and John, for either one of them to be on the right and the other one be on the left of Jesus. But when Jesus agreed, he gave them an ultimatum. And that ultimatum was, if you want to sit on my right or you want to sit on my left, you got to be a leader. And a leader has to be a servant. It's the Liberian leaders. Have the Liberian leadership put themselves in that position, Reverend?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me, Reverend?
Yeah.
The question I asked you was, James and John asked Jesus to sit. One of them wanted to. Okay. The last question there is, God told them, if you want to be a leader, you got to be a servant. Have the Liberian leadership put themselves in that position yet?
You got that? You there, Reverend? Oh, he's trying to get connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're having a little problem with connection issues from the Republic of Liberia. Next time we'll try to see if we can fix it better.
Yeah, we'll try to fix it better than that. The question I was asking the Reverend.
Yeah, listen to the question I'm asking. What are they in a position?
Yeah, the Liberian leadership. Yeah. Because when they went to Jesus, right, James and John, they wanted to be leader, but then Jesus gave them an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Jesus said, look, I can't just allow you to sit on my right, because it's a powerful thing to sit on the right or to sit on the left of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the only people that can do that, if you want to be a leader, because if you sit there, you will be a leader. You're a leader straight up.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you want to be a leader, you got to be the servant of the people. That's the question I asked in the Reverend.
Yeah.
Have the Liberian government, collectively, the ministers, all the people that are working for the government of Liberia, have they put themselves in a position to serve the Liberian people?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reverend calling back.
Yeah, Reverend, you there? Hello? You there, Reverend?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, thank God. Thank God you're
Reverend Christopher, I think you got the question, so we'll wait, we'll wait and you will answer the question.
Yeah, okay, so you're talking about the issue of leadership.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah, so the issue of your leadership, and if I understood your question, is trying to link it to humility.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the style that every good leader must bring to the table of governance.
Right.
And so Jesus said, and our biblical doctrine teaches us that humble yourself.
Right.
And you will be lifted.
Right.
Yeah, that you should honor your father and mother, and you live long.
True. The question. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when you're talking about, the respect where the leadership of Jesus washed even the disciples' feet.
Right.
And talking about this is an example of leadership.
Right.
So whether this is being exemplified in Liberia.
That's the question I asked.
Okay, so that's what we need to do, an assessment. And that's the assessment that we all do. Because assessment in the eyes of others is different from in the eyes of others.
Right.
So our assessment, one group will tell you that, oh, the leaders of Liberia have been performing very great.
Right.
Some will tell you also the leaders of Liberia have not been performing well. That's why we found the country where it is today. But the basic principles are there. And the principle of leadership of every state has to do with how well that servant relate to his people.
Right.
And how he listens to them, and how he makes sense all of the nonsenses.
Okay.
You know, that a lot of people may be able to say. And then together we'll move together to bring about the necessary change that we all expect to see happening. So to answer your question in summary, I would say to you is that it's something that we have to aspire to as a state, and in our own definition for all to be able to define and see whether it's something that we see happening or we don't see happening. But from the person I know, President George, we are to be, before the presidency, I see him to be a humble person. Hello?
Yeah, Reverend, we're listening to you because we don't want to step on you.
I see him to be a humble person.
Okay.
So after communion life, after interaction, in the civil space.
Yes.
The political space is another space that brings about power, and people say sometimes power corrupts. So I cannot be able to give you a fair judgment right now with what the president is faced with, but I know that he's faced with a lot of challenges, and that is expressed in his first, inaugural speech to the nation, when he said that we have inherited a broken economy.
Right.
And so it shows to you that he got frustrated from the very start, that I thought I was going to receive something that I was going to be able to build on, but now it's broken. But he still gave hope to the people that he was going to do his best to be able to change it.
Okay.
And change don't come overnight. Change is a process.
Right.
And so I believe also as a people, yes, we have a lot of expectation, but to see things happening. But the most important thing that Liberian people are looking up to, President Weah, is to deal with the issue of corruption and impunity in this country.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of people are looking up to him, and they believe that he being the person who they felt that was not part of the old order, or who have not been, in the political class, can be able to bring about that kind of change. That is the kind of expectation a lot of Liberian people have. And so, and that's why they look up to him. So when people see anything on the contrary, there will be frustration.
Okay. Okay, Reverend. Let me ask you another thing. Relates to the economy. What is your assessment, and what is the Council of Churches advice or recommendation that is are you guys giving up to the government?
Okay. We realized that after the inauguration, we experienced a fall of the Liberian dollar to the United States dollar. And so the council did, we put into place a committee called the Ecumenical Economic Policies Committee. So we brought onto board Liberians who are Christians, but who have played major role in the economic situation in our country. And we brought them on a committee to be able to help to see how we can be able to come with recommendations to help the government. So that report now is up. And so we met with the Finance Minister today, and we told him about that we want to do the presentation of that report to the government. And so they are willing to receive that presentation. So in that presentation, it speaks to a lot of things now that even the government is like planning to do.
Right.
So what we hear from them,
okay,
in terms of looking at the whole issue of the issue of the salary disparity.
Okay.
Looking at how we can be able to have a balanced economy. Look at the issue how we go look at the wage. The huge disparity in the wage system. And so these are some of the things our recommendation was speaking to, and we are hopeful that with what we hear from the government speaking now and what we are proffering as recommendation will be in the right trajectory to be able to help our country move forward. Because you cannot have someone, people making the percentage, or you call it the steps along, or the stages, in the wage are so wide, and there is no standard set. So we need to look at certain things like that. So it's not based on whether you know somebody to give them a salary, but it should be based on the competence, the experience, and the number of time of service.
Let me just double down. Let me just double down on that question you just answered. We all know the wage disparity in the Republic of Liberia. In fact, it did not just start in Liberia.
Yeah.
It has been happening since 1847, since our country was founded. And George Weah administration is no exception to the wage disparity in the country as it relates to the dissemination or the distribution of wealth. Now, I heard recently, I'm not too sure as to whether it's true, that one of the representative of Mr. Akaras Gray is calling for the reductions of people's salary. And you guys who are in the religious area in the country understand the kind of suffering that our people are undergoing. What have been the discussion with you being the secretary of the Council of Churches and other people who are members of the Council of Churches as it relates to the reductions of the salary? Because if you look at the salary disparity in the country, your representative, your senators make more money than our representative and senator here in the USA.
And Reverend, there's a buttress on that. We're talking about
I'm not cutting you off. I think you're speaking as an honorable lawmaker.
Okay.
And I think that questions go directly to them as the House of Representatives and Senate, because when the president came and made a proclamation of 25% deduction, and that it should affect him from the executive level, of which we are informed that it was effected from the executive level, but at the legislative level there was refusal. And so it's good that the people from the legislature now are trying to bring it up, because you can now have an effect of something going on at the one side, which is the executive, and on the other side it's not going through. So, and they are the one that approves the budget. So it's important that that they have that discussion, because the whole issue of discussion and understanding.
Okay, let me
at what level? Okay. Yeah, at what level we're going to have this done, so that it's very, very, very unfortunate.
Okay.
Very, very, very unfortunate.
Okay. Reverend, let me ask you this. I know you guys are putting up a proposal and to talk to the president when it comes to the salary reduction, but the Council of Churches were also available during the Lrtn administration, and there was a lot of corruption. The Council of Churches were also operating when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration was okay. So what was some of the approach? Did you guys came up with such initiative to for salary reduction in the Lrtn administration? So my thing is, why now and not the last time when Lrtn was there? Why is it What you guys seeing is so necessary to do it now under this administration and doing any administration. You guys were you quiet? Were you not saying anything? Can you speak to that?
Okay, what I want you to understand is that institutions are concrete, and individuals passes through institutions.
Right.
So there have been, even from the governance end, there have been different governments that have come through, and some decide to keep the salary at an equilibrium that raise the issue of equity and look at the whole issue of reducing inequality. Now there's a new government that has come and say the past government have done this and this is what we see. Not to say people have not raised the issue, but at that time, for me as a general secretary, I was not in leadership of the Liberal Council of Churches.
Okay, all right.
And so okay. I could not speak to it.
Okay.
Personally, I can speak to it. I can speak to it personally because I'm in authority, and I can say it's unfair to other Liberians that people are getting so much and other people getting little or nothing, and the economy. So you gotta have something in balance. A lot of the people who are making $100 up to $200, $300 are more than the people who are making the 10 and the 14 and the 15 and the 16,000 a month. They are more. So in that, you will never have a middle income country. Very soon you will never have it. It will be a struggling economy, or struggling things always whenever you have the fall. And most of these people are making the Liberian dollar. So whenever there is a fall of the Liberian dollar to the US dollar, eventually the things get tough on these people. Because majority of them are making the Liberian dollar, they are not making the US dollar. So if the rate was calculated at the time the budget passed at the rate of 100, and the president was making 100 US dollar, eventually we make 10,000 Liberian dollar. And if the rate climb all the way up to 150, all the things prices in the market will change, and automatically it affects the common person whose salary is being received in Liberian dollar, but at the exchange rate is now different.
Okay.
So you gotta look at it very seriously.
Okay, I was getting ready to come hard on you concerning the recommendation from the early administration, but we're going to leave it like that because you wasn't in positions. You never had a position, and you wasn't in. Okay, all right, but let me come to you, Reverend, because the economy is collapsing very fast. Now you met with the government. You met with government and you spoke to them today. You had a meeting. Tell me, how serious and how fast, how effective are these guys waiting to move the country forward, to go fast? I mean, when it comes to in respect to the economy, because it's getting tough, and we on the other end in America feeding it also, because we're sending family member money and we trying to help out. And each time you send the money, they're telling you that the rate is going up. The rate is going up. Things are getting more difficult. So since you met with the government, how effective they really want to be? How are you sure that you see that they really want to do something, and you guarantee? Can you say something that you're going to tell us that something going to happen?
Yeah, I think that according to what the finance minister said, there are some strategies, there are some actions that they're trying to put into place that could be able to help move things forward. And so, as you said, right now, if we look at our country, do we really have an economy? So everything we get out of the country, do we really run an economy? So there are a lot of challenges that we have. Everything we go to Guinea or buy pepper, we go this, and even we as Liberians, the one we go locally, we sell it more expensive than even the ones that come from out. So it's a national initiative, but we know that government is supposed to be able to do its own role as supervisory, coordinating and role to be able to make sure that the economy is run in a way that there's some distribution and the people have a fair appreciation of what of their life, progressing in their own terrain, and not go through the kind of high stuff, and tension that they're experiencing right now.
Okay.
So, hello.
Yeah, we're listening to you.
Yeah. So I can say
Yeah,
that
hold on 1 second.
they have said some things that they are trying to put into place, and so we trying to.
Yeah, hold on, Father.
I think we as Liberians, and we say that it's good that you share with the Liberian people.
Okay.
Your plans and be able to explain to them in a clearer tone, so that the Liberian people understand and watch and see and do an assessment of what you are doing and see what is the impact of your actions. It is very important. It's not an issue of literature. It's an issue of actions. So we have a good report on literature, but the issue of implementation is a challenge that we have as a country. So you can have all the good literature with regard to what you want to do, but if you don't implement it, to know whether there will be a result, eventually it will affect you.
Okay, Reverend, we got somebody on the line. Call out your name and where you calling from. Hello? Call out your name and where you calling from. Yeah. Oh, okay. The person won. Okay. We have Reverend Christopher Wolato on the ground, General Secretary of the Liberia Council of Churches. He's on the line from the Republic of Liberia. So we're going to take a quick break so he can get the water to drink. You guys see everybody calling in and trying to ask some questions. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Keep your questions, get ready. The Reverend is here to answer your questions. And we want you to stay tuned. This is the Liberian Radio and Television Network. We are coming to you live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The weather is beautiful out there. And we will be right back.
On the beat, Lord of mercy, bam bam bam. Woyo, woyo, woyo yo yo, woyo yo yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. Girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. The Jew don't like my business. They got a way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can give it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can suck it to them. They got a way I can give it to them. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover. Yeah. They say I blame you wanna get them, yeah. They say I blame you wanna jam with them, yeah. And but the girl in my business, she ready to care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna sing for the garden. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna dance for the garden. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I know you're for trouble. 12 on the beat. Lord of mercy. Bam, bam, bam. Ha. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo.
D12 on the beat.
The lamb up in there. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This Jew don't like my business. They got a way I can suck it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can give it to them. Yeah. They got a way I can suck it to them. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Come in, Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover. Yeah. They say I blame you wanna get them, yeah. Yeah. They say I blame you wanna jam with them, yeah. But the girl in my business, she really care for my business. She can die for my business. She can do anything for my business. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna sing for the garden. Me, I can wait for the garden. I can wanna dance for the garden. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. I the chocolate for the girl and the sugar for the garden, yeah. And I have for trouble. And I have for sweating. And I have for noise, so. And I am for sweating. Call me Mr. Lover Boy. Mr. Lover. The lamb up in there. This girl don't like my business. Oh, yeah. They like my business. Oh, yeah. This Jew don't like my business.
A caller was on the line is on the line from Norway, and we also have in studio on the line from the Republic of Liberia, Reverend Christopher Lrtn. I'm trying to pronounce the name. That's a serious crew name, right? That's a crew name right there. I'm trying to pronounce it. Christopher Lrtn, yeah, and it's this General Secretary, Liberia Churches, Liberia Council of Churches. Jesus Christ, man, that's small, man. All right, so we have him on the line, and we have a caller on the line who want to ask questions. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Again, by way of introduction, my name is Abraham.
Abraham Johnny.
Hold on one second, Abraham. Reverend Christopher, can you hear him? Can you hear him, Reverend Christopher?
Yeah, listening.
Yeah, but can you hear the caller?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, caller. The baby can hear you.
Okay, Larry. Actually, I didn't listen to the beginning of the show, but I just came on my computer and I said that you guys are on the line.
Okay.
I have a question for you. The question is during the time the president set up an investigative team to put into the issue of the money that was allegedly missing. The name of the Council of Churches was mentioned to be part of that investigative team. My question is, did you guys take part in that investigation?
Okay, thank you very much. The first thing is that when we receive the communication, before we receive the communication, we have already started an engagement process with those who were protesting that the government must be able to account for the alleged 16 billion. And so when we received the communication, we had a meeting, and then from the meeting of the church leaders, it was advised by everybody that we respond to the president and thank him for the confidence that he has reposed in us. And we appreciate that we play a mediatory dialogue role. If there need be, if anything comes tomorrow, that we will become a stabilizing force. And so we did that letter to that effect. Although people were not, happy surrounding that the response from the Council of Churches, but we did it in good faith. And so with the results from the presidential investigative team that we were nominated on, and that of the crew, crew investigation, the special consultant experts, the result that came up, the council was able to make a statement on that particular statement, and were able to have a discussion with both the U.S. Embassy and that also of the presidential investigative team. So we also set up another committee to be able to follow up on the issue of the 25 million. That other people were also saying that something happened with the 25 million not being infused in the economy. Was to be able to get an understanding about it, so that people will be able to know the facts of the matter. Because a lot of things, goes on with regard to hearsay and they say. But the facts is what matters, and the truth is what we want to be told.
Okay, Cora, did you get it? You heard it very clear, right?
Yeah, I'm still the answer did not go down well with me because I do not have the newspaper report before me now, but during that time,
okay,
a newspaper came up and said and quoted, I think the Secretary General, with respect to the appointment on that committee, he said that they were not officially informed. They only heard the information and saw their name, but they were not officially approached by the president. And so they were not taking part. I heard that clearly. And besides that, he said one of the reasons why they were not taking part is that the president has given them a limit. The president only wanted them to be part of the people to find out who authorized the spending of the money, but they were not allowed to know where money was missing. So for that reason, they declined. Can you say anything to that, Reverend?
Okay, Reverend, you get that, right?
Yeah, I get it, man. I think you're trying to get it. You're trying to get it mixed up. The first thing is that I did say that the first thing, and I can remember that we heard our name on the radio. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we heard our name on the radio. That's the first thing. As I said to you, that we were engaged already with those who were trying to do the protests.
Okay.
They call them cuckoo bomb. In the coalition for bringing our money back.
Yeah.
So we're engaged with them. And then we heard our name on the radio. And so those who were engaged with trying to talk to them about the protests that they were planning to carry out, have already said to us, but how can you come and talk to us when you are part of a team to investigate? So you cannot play a neutral role. That was one. The second thing was that afterward we received the letter. Then because being on it was not because we heard it on the radio that's the reason why we did not participate. No. When we received the communication, then we met, and then in that meeting it was decided that we should play the mediator role that we were playing, trying to talk to all sides to be able to make sure that we are very armed, we are very demonstration, or make sure that the demonstration is peaceful. And so that was action, and that's how we wrote that communication in that direction. So it was not anything, because the government did not do X, Y, Z. That's the reason why we did not do this. No. So that other part of the information that is, is trying to proffer, it is not in the right direction. So it's not where we came from. We even went to the first meeting that was called by the government. We went to that first meeting. I went to that meeting, and I came back from that meeting, and I briefed, the leadership on that meeting. In the meeting that was called, and it was after that meeting that we came up with that decision. So I wanted for you to know that we responded. We went to the meeting. We came back, and we discussed, and that was the action from the church leaders, and that what we retired.
Okay, Connor, so you get that, right?
No, very please, maybe I'm sorry maybe if I didn't get you clear.
Okay.
Because there are thousands of Liberians around the world that are listening to us, and those of us who are Christians from Liberia, we often ask the question, but where is the Council of Churches? So this is important for us. I mean, this is why I thought the call today. I don't usually call on show, so I beg you if I didn't get you clear. Did you say that you were not part of the investigative team, but you were called to be one of the mediators between the protesters and the government?
Did you get him, Remy?
You said we were not part of the team.
He said that. Did you say?
We were what?
Were you not part of the investigative team, but you were asked to mediate between the protesters and government? Were you part of the presidential investigative team?
Yeah, hold on.
Remy, the question.
We did not participate in the investigation.
Okay.
That's the investigative team.
Okay.
I want you to get that clear. We did not.
But were you appointed?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let him finish.
What we participated in.
Okay.
What we participated in was having a discussion with the protester, the Kukubom, having a discussion with the Ministry of Justice, the police, and even the security advisor to the president. Even the UN, the ECOWAS, and whatever, we all got together in a final meeting where we agreed on how the protest was going to be carried out, and how also Kukubom. I want you to know that based on our various meetings with our team with Kukubom respected us and said to us that we're going to make sure that this protest is peaceful. We just want to be able to raise the bar and say this thing was happening, and we want to respond to it. And so that's the role we play. And as I said to you in the conclusion, our response after the report came up.
Okay, thank you so much. Caller, thank you so much. Yeah, caller, what you say? Okay.
Remy, please. The question the answer did not go down well with me. I mean, maybe based on the way I asked the question. My question here, because I asked this question because the people and various organizations or institutions that were named to be part of the investigative team, the Council of Churches was named. I heard that clearly, I read that clearly in the newspaper.
Okay.
So for you to say that you were not part of that investigation,
hold on. Call, repeat what you're saying because the phone got off. And the Reverend just called back. So repeat again. Repeat what you say. You say it didn't go down. The answer didn't go down well with you. And go ahead, continue.
My question to the Reverend is, not actually that the answer did not go down well with me. He told me the role that they play.
Okay.
But maybe it's based on the way I asked the question. My question is, according to the newspaper that I read,
Yeah.
I read the news on the net. The PLC African News from Liberia, all the news organs, we can read them. What I read during that time, the different institutions that the president named, the Council of Churches was included.
Okay.
So my question is, were you not officially approached to be part of the investigative team? That's my question.
I don't know whether maybe you're not understanding me. I said to you first that the name, the council name, because when this issue of the 16 billion, 16 billion listing was all over, there were a lot of callers. A lot of people were saying the kind of people they want to be on that committee. And so based on that, I want you to know, I want you to understand this very clearly. We heard our name on the radio. When we heard our name on the radio, as I said, when we heard our name on the radio, we were already involved talking to the Kuku Bomb. Know who they are first. We have to call them know that discussion, and that all happened at the ministry at the, because at the Methodist Church conference room.
Okay.
From there, we received a communication, a formal communication from the government asking us now to be a part of the committee. We attended the first meeting, and after the first meeting, when we came back, we reported as regard to the executive committee, as regard to the committee that was set up, the trend of investigation, who was going to be heading the committee and whatever. And we showed the letter that was now sent by the government, because the first time there was no letter. And so based on that, we had a discussion. And from the discussion that was held, it was not one person, it was all the church leaders that were there. And the discussion and the resolution was that we should not participate in the investigation, because if anything come up tomorrow, the church will be liberal. Okay. So we should play the role that we're supposed to play in the community, a mediatory role, a stabilizing force, a dialogue, a dialogue role. So that based on that, we were instructed to write a letter to the president to respond. Okay. And tell him thank you for the confidence that he reposed in us.
Brother Janet.
Yeah.
Brother Janet, he did not dispute the fact. He admitted that the president called them to participate in the discussion. Yeah. He admitted to the question you asked, that they were invited to be part of the peacemaking body of what happened between the demonstrators and the government. Yeah. He did not dispute the fact. He answered the question directly. He said yes, it's true. But because of their religious belief and their position in the country as a religious people, there were things that they could not discuss or participate in as it relates to that demonstration. So obviously they sent a message back to the president, telling the president their position.
Okay. So thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. I hope we answer your question.
Before you go, caller, let me just ask you: are you related to the former justice that was impeached recently in Liberia, Mr. Johnny? Kabina Johnny?
I am not Johnny, but Johnny.
Oh, Johnny! I got it. Good now. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Brother Johnny, thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, Brother Johnny, and we hope you call back here again. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, guys. Keep up the good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering some of these questions. I mean, the question, we got a lot of questions to ask you, Lrtn, but I will try my best to try to continue. No, we get to all today.
And one thing I want to say, Reverend, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And we don't want this to be your first time on the network. Anything we have, any question we have on national issues, we're going to call on you, and we hope that you will be waiting. We want to let the audience know we're going to try our best. I think you can see the picture right there. That's him. That's the handsome guy right there. I don't know his age, but he looked very young.
Yeah, very
yeah, he looked very young. He don't look like an old guy.
Lrtn look very young, but he's a religious man.
Religious man.
And
this man's already married, so the ladies looking out there, please keep away. And we want to say, so 50 years old. He said 50 years ago. He looked very young. And Reverend, we really appreciate you coming on, and we hope, to have you on here next time. And when we call your phone, we're gonna keep bugging your phone so we can get some clarity.
And Reverend, people keep praying for us so that we can come to Liberia to see all of you.
Yeah.
We hope to come to Liberia soon to see all of you.
Yeah.
We just want to thank you and our regard to the entire Council of Churches. Okay, go ahead.
And let me give you the information before close.
Okay.
Right.
That I want you to know that the Liberia Council of Churches has been in conversation and in discussion with the National Council of Churches of the United States of America.
Right.
Okay.
And the President Jim Winker was our Assembly Speaker, and he came here and he made a commitment to the Liberian people that they were going to join the Liberia Council of Churches or advocate for the extension of the Liberian people DED.
Oh.
Affecting Liberia.
Okay. All right.
And I want you to know that. And all the Liberians in the USA, and the Council of Churches would have complete a communication to the churches in the USA, and we have been in this discussion. We've been engaged with the U.S. Embassy in Liberia, and we've been engaged with the United States government to have your extension going on this year. So I want you to know that we are doing everything also to make sure that you are on a stable level on that side, and while we're on the other side, trying to also keep this side stable.
Okay, so Reverend, we want to let you know whenever you have something that you want for the audience, our audience to know, just call us up. We're going to bring you on. We're going to try to bring you on live the next time, so people can see you in person.
So right after our meeting on Friday.
Okay.
And then I will hit you and tell you what's the outcome, and then we can be able to inform you also.
Okay, thank you so much, Reverend. Reverend Christopher Lrtn, calling from Liberia. He's on the line, and of course, Reverend, we want to thank you. He's the Secretary General of the Council of Churches in the Republic of Liberia. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Liberian Radio and Television Network here in the city of Lrtn. And sisterly affection. Joe Anderson, as usual, is sitting by my side. Tonight, he's not opposing, but we were able to talk to Reverend Lrtn from the Republic of Liberia, Secretary General of the Council of Churches. And Joe, you got anything else to add to this conversation?
We're supposed to have the man who's singing right now,
D12 himself.
D12 is supposed to be on the line. I've been trying to get in touch with him. But I think when I get him, I'm going to spank him, because he told me people I'm going to be on the show. I'm going to try to come on the show. And I'm trying to call him right now to get in touch with him.
You know, somebody called me the other day before we go. Before we go, I wanted to bring this to your attention. They talk about how the network shouldn't use profanity and this and that and the rest of it. We don't use profanity on this network. We are respectable people. We come on this air and for your very big information, we pray for our people. We pray for the Liberian people here in the States. But Joe Anderson and myself, we are legal. Joe Anderson is a United States citizen. I'm the only person who's not a U.S. citizen. I'm still, but I'm legal in America. But I don't want to tell you what status I hold. But we pray for those people that are on TPS or DED. Donald Trump cannot deport me. Neither can they deport Joe. So the Reverend said something. I just wanted to correct the record. So those of us that run Lrtn, we are legal here in America. We can go and come anytime. But at the same time, we pray for our brothers and sisters here in the United States who are still undergoing TPS.
I will tell you this in the name of Jesus.
Right.
That thing has already been taken care of.
Right.
That's the Reverend you see on there. We are coming back on. We just left the Reverend and we are back. So I want to say thank you everybody for watching, and I guess we're going to call it today.
Yes.
And got anything else to say?
Okay.
Watch out for us.
That's what I have to say. That's what I have to say. Peace.